Christian, do you know?
All right. So, not to get philosophical or anything, but, I feel like there's certain, events or moments in our lives that, really change us a lot more or put us on a path a lot more than, other moments. And for my do you know, should you know, is, do you know, what was the event or moment in your life, do you think, that changed you the most or set you on what path you are now the most? For example, I'm a musician now, and I just love music. But this is just a smaller one. This isn't mine, but I probably wouldn't have gotten to that point if it weren't for video games like Guitar Hero. Because before that, I had no interest in music. I didn't take any music classes in school. But then I would play video games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and be like, "Oh shit, I'm pretty good at this." What?
I love talking about this stuff.
All right.
Because, see, you said something, but then you don't give credit where credit's due. Now, some stream of events happened where my parents moved out of the city, moved down to Brick. Me and Christian are neighbors, we're friends. Christian plays Guitar Hero. Because of me, no?
Yeah.
So I'm basically here to thank my musical inclination, one might say.
Prowess.
I would say expertise, but you don't have to sell Christian short like that. It's like prowess or whatever. So I love it. You start stringing all the little things together. Boop, 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 boop. But isn't it fun? You said video games. That's why us three are probably as close as we are because of fucking Xbox.
Close is a very strong word.
Yeah, it's crazy how things work like that. Yeah, that's interesting that... I mean, I guess that makes sense. That probably happened with a lot of people, too. Because those games were huge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, me and Christian were huge hits. Play this shit every day for a very
Top
long time.
500 in the U.S.
Pretty
Raw
good.
chicken.
Raw chicken.
Raw chicken. Gosh, an event that put me on my current path. The path to nowhere.
I mean, there's so many for me.
No, yeah.
Nick, and our other friend, Chris, at the Buffalo Wild Wings, and Nick starts talking to this other kid we saw from high school, which maybe if he didn't go to that bar, Nick wouldn't have had the conversation with him saying, hey, there's a hiring at my place. So me and Nick sit down to eat. I go, well, they fucking take me. I don't have a degree in this job. He goes, I don't know, I'll talk to them. Within a week, I'm hired. And it's like, what the fuck? We didn't go to Buffalo Wild Wings that night. Would I be doing what I do now?
You'd be in a gutter.
Yeah, I'd be fucking dead. It's so funny.
The seemingly littlest things.
When,
Such a huge impact.
when I met Nicole, or not Nicole, me and Nicole were friends. We were in the same lobby. But the night that kicked it off, we went to a bar and got hammered. Playing Xbox with Kevin. Didn't have a good day. I was like, I don't know. I'm going to go to the bar that night. Ended up going to the bar that night. We hit it off. Dating 3 years later.
Done.
Fuck.
Boom.
Crazy. He could have easily just stayed on and did a Nightfall with me
Yep.
in Destiny.
Definitely
1,
were playing Destiny 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
and his life would have been in shambles. He would have been
I'd be
dead.
dead. Either way, I'd be dead without this.
Damn. Nick, you can go because I can't think of anything.
like Brandon, there are a lot of big, lot of medium-sized little moments that really kind of add up to big moments when you look back on them.
Puberty.
Obviously, of course. Well, I hit puberty in second grade. So that's besides the point. No, but I was cheated on once long ago, and I was very spiteful as a result. And I realized I was like, you know what? Why am I doing this? There's no reason to be spiteful. It's poisonous to me. It's poisonous to the other person. What happened. Let me forgive them. Let me move on. And it really sparked me looking into my morality. At the time, I believed in an action-based morality. You donate money to charities, you're a good person. You open the door for people, you're a good person. And I started to evaluate, wait, is that really what should be the metric of good and evil, or good morals, bad morals, or is it really your intentions? If you're donating to charity to show everyone what a good person you are, is it really being a good person? type stuff. So like separating the action from the intention and really looking at the intention as the root of morality. So it started me off on that path and really just putting me on a path of love. Honestly, like I really don't get mad at random people. I also have the philosophy that I think it's easy to not get mad at anyone if you treat everyone like they're dumb. Because then, like for instance, you're gonna get mad at like a 3-year-old throwing their food over the place, and you're gonna be frustrated internally. But you're not gonna scream at the poor kid that doesn't have motor skills yet. And if you treat everyone like that, treat them all like a little kid.
It's definitely an interesting.
You don't get mad at anyone because you're just like, all right, they're just dumb. It happens, So like stuff like that, or like going to the Catholic events. Like I was big into my faith. I still am big.
That
into
was
my
my
faith.
question.
But I was like,
good. There.
Well, I was always like raised that way, and again around the same time of this event and pursuing this new aspect of morality, I was big into church as well, and learning more about my faith. So I was reading the Bible, I was going to church all the time, and when I went to college, I was still hot in that action. So, I joined the church group that was on campus, and that led to me meeting Rachel, which was huge. It was my girlfriend, and meanwhile now, I don't have as much of a passion in that stuff. I'm more like I still believe in God and whatnot. I still go to mass with Rachel, and I still pray every night. But it's different. My viewpoint on it is different than it was even 4 years ago, if that makes sense. And I try and separate that. Like I used to be one of those people that were like, oh, like I'm gonna believe in my faith, and you guys can believe in yours. But in the back of my head, I thought mine was the right faith. Like this is long, long ago. And now I'm at a point where, like, there's no way to prove I'm right. There's no way to prove you're right. Who cares? Just be a good person.
Sidebar. Christian,
That's
what's your stance on religion? We've done a topic about it. But
Yeah.
you're not a
Rookie
religion
intern
good.
I'm unreligious, but I mean, I have the same viewpoint that you have. That like, there's no way to prove that what I believe is right. There's no way for anyone else to prove what they believe is right. So just let people be.
Exactly. As long as whatever you believe means you treat others kindly, like you're good to everyone. Your beliefs don't force other people to have a lesser quality of life, stuff like that. As long as your beliefs do not impact anyone in a negative way whatsoever, I'm all for it. All for it. So, those types of things, like, all this led me to Rachel. All this led me to this moral philosophy that I love. I love talking about morality. And I love discussing intention-based morality and whatnot. So it's all a bunch of little things. Like I can't say I have a really like defining moment.
Mm-hmm.
I just love talking about these things because then I think about all the smallest of decisions that someone in a fucking room made is crazy my life. But the reason me and Nicole were friends is because I remember we got in this room and my college, an interesting cast of characters, one might say, at this school. And we were sitting in our lab class, and I saw her, and she was at my orientation. I was like, oh, she's cool, I hope I'm with her. And I remember sitting there, and the teacher was announcing the partners, and she said this one girl, me, and I was like, Nicole. Or she said the two girls, and I was like, please put me there. And I remember her putting me there. I was like, fuck yeah. And because of that, this fucking random-ass old woman putting us in the same group spawned the friendship, which led to that. But
you had motives behind the friendship.
I mean, yeah. More or less. But yeah, like, our friend Brant, someone in a fucking grade book somewhere put us in TV radio production sophomore year of high school. And that's why we became friends, and that whole spawned, and then kind of how you guys are friends with Brant and stuff like that.
It's crazy. The one that is freshman year, and that was it, architecture.
Yeah, I was gonna say I went to drafting and design with Miss Haug.
That is all we it was just us talking about like Nazi zombies or whatever.
Yeah,
Right?
all the design work for probably at that
It was just
point.
it was just a bunch. Like we would just come in and talk about it, and then we were looking at each other like, "Want to play?" Like,
Yeah.
we were talking
Wanna
about
play
it all the time.
games,
This is
stake
fun.
all over?
And then from there we played. I mean, it was an every night thing at that
Literally
point.
every night.
Yeah, just
I thought I was playing at the time.
a lot of this stuff to me, I guess, is around like relationships. At least like the big ones that come to mind, like that Spanish class where me and Brant became friends. became friends with this girl named Stacy, and in our big high school group, the girls in the group, I wasn't really friends with them. I was friends with all the guys. The guys were at my house, so the girls knew Stacy. They called Stacy, "Hey, where does Brandon live? We're trying to like go hang out with them." She told them, and that's kind of how I became friends with all those girls. And it's like, well, if I wasn't friends with Stacy, I would have been friends with them.
Yeah.
But I mean, you never know.
No, you never know.
That's why it's so. Oh, God, I wish when you die, you go back and you play the fucking button, and you're like,
All
"What
that-
happens if I did this?"
Yeah,
Go down that
All
path.
that's I think about every night. I'm asked like if there's a night where I'm asked to go out and I refuse, like I'm not feeling it. That always runs through my head. I'm like, what if I could have found my wife tonight?
You never fucking know. It's so fucking nuts.
That's
Crazy.
terrible to sit home and think about.
And then I go back. That's like for a split second. I'm
Yeah,
like,
okay,
no, I
good.
really don't want to go.
Every left
I don't
swipe on
sit.
Tinder.
I don't sit there for hours and dwell on it. It's just,
Yeah, I'm sitting in a dark lit, lightly lit room, just pondering.
I have a moment where, because I did my freshman year of school down in James Madison, in Virginia, which was it's 6 hours away from where I normally lived or whatever, and I had a great academically maybe not too hot, but relationship wise, I met some of the best friends I have now. I was with them yesterday, so we still keep in touch and everything. So I bonded with these guys like crazy, and then when the year finally came to a close and I finally settled on what it was I wanted to study, and I was comparing, I was looking at JMU's programs for all this stuff, and I was like, I can't stay here.
Yeah.
And I had to go through this whole process of trying to figure out where I was going to go, if I was going to leave, and I finally decided. I was like, oh shit. I couldn't come up with a conclusion that led to me staying there and it making sense
The
for the long
pros versus the
haul.
cons.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ended
That's
up-
why you do that, though.
I ended up packing up and leaving after a year, and it set me on this path where now I'm still in school or whatever, but it led to this crazy. I see the growth that I've had, because I had to battle through all kinds of just mental stuff, watching all you guys graduate and dealing with that, and I'm like, oh my god, when's the end of when am I gonna reach that point?
Right around
So
the corner.
It's right there.
yeah,
man.
no, I'm finally there. But it was pretty cool how that one risk sort of led to, it led to some hard times, whatever. But it was ultimately it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I still remember that gym class where it was your due date, and you were still going back and forth between JMU.
Yeah, I decided on the
Yeah.
last possible day when I was going to
We were in the locker room, and I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Everything.
Well, because I knew I had my mind set where I wanted to go, but it was a bunch of factors where I knew, my parents or whatever probably weren't going to agree with the decision and different things, and rightfully so. I mean, they didn't want to ship their kid off to Virginia.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But,
You got some deep thought. I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna have to ponder on it later. Can you, as you were saying, how if you made that decision or whatever, if you're a good person, if you're a good person and acting as a good person, is any decision you really make a bad decision?
What do you mean?
You can't really make.
I mean, yeah, it depends on
when
what,
you're
what
given
the
two
scope is.
options, and as long as you're acting as a good person, and I believe we're all good people here, could any of those really be
I don't think you're-
bad decisions? Fuck you. They might not be the smartest of decisions, but I don't know if you could really make a wrong one per se.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of what you said about your intentions behind what you choose to do.
I'm on
yeah, it's
board
just
with
you
that.
got to be completely on board with whatever you decide
Yeah.
to do. If you're on the fence, it's that's when it could lead to.
I'm always harder on shit like that. When someone tells me they made a decision, and at this point I'm if you're second guessing it, or everyone's obviously allowed to complain about shit, but it's you made that decision.
Mhm.
You gotta fucking own that decision. That's
Yeah.
how I kind of try to do it. I'm fucking guilty of obviously doing the other way around, but we're all adults now. Every decision you make, you fucking make it, so you better own it and just figure it out.
It's also crazy, because I say how I left behind. I all the guys down there that I met and everything. But then I was thinking about, I was if I stayed, what if one of us had a falling out, or there's so many different.
Oh yeah,
things.
you never know what the fuck it happens.
So it was almost I quit while I was ahead. I was wow, these guys are awesome. All right, I'm just gonna stay. There.
That's why it's so funny. You could have stayed, and then they all could have left.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
other
Yeah.
things could have transpired.
Who knows? Yeah, it's a crazy thing to, in hindsight, look back and it's nuts. Stay woke.
Stay
You're on
woke.
like a crazy track that where you define consciousness. Is there really such thing as a bad like you're on these
I'm in
very did you like
I
smoke and shake?
That doobie.
I've just worked so much lately and had very little sleeping or breaking that my mind's fucking everywhere. Told you I felt reborn. Took an 1.5-hour cat nap today.
I felt reborn.
What is a stay woke? Am I uninformed on this? Is this a meme?
What's
Dang,
stay woke?
Stay woke. It's a little difficult to explain, but
Is
it's
it little
basically
Uzi Vert?
no.
No.
It's basically like be open to the
Being
things
woke.
that people don't usually think about, like conspiracies
Yeah.
and like those ways of thinking, like break away from the sheep type stuff.
We need to do conspiracy theory.
Yeah, why not?
Big fan of some conspiracy.
Oh yeah.
And that's another episode of the Forward Play Podcast. On that note, Nick, define the end of the show.
What?
Define the end of the show.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. This has been Foreplay. Check us out at youtube.com/foreplay video. Make sure you tell your friends, your family, your loved ones, anyone that you think might be interested. Check us out on our social media handles, twitter.com/Nestor24, twitter.com/Brosa93, twitter.com/Kevin Matthews Jr.
Oh wow, you actually nailed it.
K Matthews Jr. Darn.
No, it's the full name. He actually nailed it somehow.
That's impressive.
Twitter.com.
Pornhub C.
Pornhub.com/Christian J Negri.
Check this band out at
Facebook.com/Powerlines
That's
Don't
Bands.
Doubt Me, bitch.
Powerlines Band on Facebook and Powerlines Music on Instagram.
Have your kids check me out on Instagram.
All right.
Daddy Dub.
That's the end of the show on Daddy Dub's terms. Don't have your kids check them out.
That's your kids.
The FBI just fucking flagged
We're
this
on a
show.
watch list now. Thank you guys for watching or listening.
Please subscribe to our channel.
Go into the description of this video to like and follow our social media pages.
Bye-bye.